Voices from the forest. When the forest behind my house started speaking, it didn't use the winds or the rustling of leaves. It used the voices of those I had lost. I first heard it one dreary afternoon when the sky loomed gray and the air felt heavy with the promise of rain. I was drawn to the edge of the trees by the sound of my grandmother's voice, soft and familiar, calling my name from deep within the woods. My heart pounded in my chest, and a chill ran down my spine. Grandmother had passed away 3 years ago, yet there she was, her voice unmistakably pleading for help. I hesitated on the brink of the forest, torn between the fear of the unknown and the desperate hope of seeing her once more. As days turned into weeks, the voices multiplied. Each time I ventured closer, I heard my father's deep laughter, my sister's gentle teasing, and even the stern but loving tone of my childhood friend, all urging me to come closer, to help them escape. The forest was no longer silent but a cacophony of the past, a siren's call to a place where I might find answers or perhaps become lost myself. I couldn't shake the feeling that the forest was alive, aware, and preying on my grief. I knew I had to find out what lay beyond the familiar tree line, what twisted game was being played with my memories. One night, compelled by a mix of terror and longing, I equipped myself with a flashlight and a firm resolve, stepping into the forest's embrace. The air was colder than expected, and the shadows seemed to dance just beyond the beam of light. The voices grew louder, more insistent, guiding me deeper into the heart of the forest. As I navigated through the thick underbrush, I noticed strange markings on the trees, symbols I couldn't recognize, each one glowing faintly as I passed. My mind screamed to turn back, but my feet moved forward, driven by an unseen force. Finally, I reached a clearing, and there in the center stood a lone tree, ancient and gnarled, its bark twisted with faces, familiar yet grotesque. The voices emanated from the tree, a chorus of despair and torment. As I stepped closer, the faces shifted, twisted into expressions of agony, and I realized with horror that they were trapped souls, the essence of my loved ones ensnared by the forest itself. The tree's roots began to snake towards me, and I understood that this was the forest's intent all along, to claim me as one of its own. I turned to flee, but the forest was no longer a passive observer, it was a predator, and I was its prey.